Hello everyone and welcome, my name is Andrew Can, together WeKanGame, here to do Dark Passage. In the last episode doing Dreamweavers. Now this is, again, another level where Spyro does not have his backflip coming in. Interesting choice, but this level is a very interesting level for many reasons. First of all, it shares the name with a 1940s film based on a novel with said name. It's also very similar to the Misty Bog level, whereas the enemies can grow in size. Just a little bit of information there. These feature these Cupid creatures with these lanterns, and the mechanic is to counteract the dream-esque world. They wanted one that felt like nightmares, so they made this one to counteract it. As you see, the turtle here, still very dangerous. Oh shoot, still very dangerous, even when tiny. They can shoot fire, which is, I don't know, it's just kind of interesting that other creatures besides the dragons in the Spyro universe can shoot fire. I don't know, I found that interesting. But this world is actually one of the very few that has 500 dragons, 500 treasures, and 5 dragons. Let's talk to Kaisa?
The enemies here can be quite frightening, but you should watch the fools.
I'd rather flame the fools.
Now you're thinking.
Spyro learning as a character, what little character regrowth would get. Now these are the Cupids, which are very annoying. I think I called the Fool earlier a Cupid, but obviously it's kind of easy to see what these enemies took for their design. So you want to wait for them to kind of shine their light to get these enemies into the dark. I kind of like the symbolism, how through the lightness, through the dark, the light will help you see that your fears aren't anything to be afraid of. It's a little message that's very subtly done, but I like it a lot. I don't know. This game, for me, like I said, it's a childhood game, so that message, though subtle, it's there. So let's speak to this dragon, Aziz.
Thank you for releasing me.
Simple thank you. One thing I wanted to talk about is this game actually has a very heavy Hispanic root, I actually found out while researching it. Many Spanish, not Spanish, I should say Hispanic, Hispanic influence, has a heavy Hispanic influence. I was going to say Hispanically influenced, but that would be incorrect. But yeah, it has a lot of, the game's developer actually was Hispanic, and he wanted some Hispanic lore. He wanted a game with a lot of lore from different regions. He wanted it to kind of be a cultural phenomenon for a children's game. And I've died. Alright, anyway. Yeah, I'm actually learning Spanish again. I took 2 years of Spanish in high school, and I don't know. I never really utilized it, but I realize now that learning another language is actually it's something everyone I think should do, should be able to speak more than one language, because any form of communication really is what brings us together as humans, and I don't know. I just wanted to learn Spanish again. And maybe one of my friends had a heavy influence on that. She knows who she is. And but yeah, I like that there's multiple cultures to be found here. I like when other cultures besides just, you know, Japanese or English, which are the two most dominant, which dominate the gaming market. I like when other cultures put a little stamp on games. But let's talk to Bakari.
You know, I think you just might be the dragon to defeat Nasty Nork.
That's me, all right.
Spyro getting very confident. I like how Spyro gets more and more confident. Now this section is where we need to be careful. We need to fly down here to get to this little area here to collect these treasures and continue getting more and more dragons, more and more, pretty much everything. Gonna need to dodge the attacks, but my least favorite enemy, I keep finding that as we progress, the enemies they get harder, which is they should. But these are my least favorite. These turtles, like, man. Like playing this over again, I couldn't remember these turtles too well, but playing over again, like I knew there was a reason I hated this level, and playing it over again, these turtles. God, these turtles. But you just fly over here and get these treasures here. And I like when they line these enemies like this in a row. I don't know, it's just like, it's a little fun for me. You gotta be careful. 2 turtles. Great. My 2 favorite enemy types, and I actually did alright there. I think we're up to 297. I don't know, every time I see that treasure count and what I think it should be in my head when it isn't matching, it scares me a little bit, but here's an extra life I desperately need after that one section, and luckily they have a lot of fodders as well. I thought I hit you. Oh well. Okay, sorry about that, just... Brr. I do like the health system in Spyro. I find Sparks is... I don't know, they didn't have to do it. It's a play on words as well. Dragonfly. I mean, I don't know, I like it. I like it a lot. I haven't really talked too much on Sparks besides since the beginning, but character-wise in the first game, he's not too well developed. But let's speak to this dragon. A par.
Thanks, Spyro. I'd love to help you catch Nasty, but I'd really hate being trapped in Crystal again.
Don't worry. The only one who's gonna be trapped is him.
I like that, Spyro. But, all these names, all I want to say is, yo hablo poquito español. One thing that's actually really interesting, if you see this purple water here, there's actually a glitch where you can walk on some water in this level, and I don't know, it's just kind of interesting. Instead of drowning, you can actually walk on it. Now, I'm not going to attempt this glitch because, with my luck, I'm not going to be able to walk on it. I'm going to drown. Drown. So, I'm just going to be safe, and hopefully, make it through. These dogs aren't annoying, at least to me. I remember playing this when I was younger, and like, I have a lot of dogs. I've always had a lot of dogs, so I don't know, seeing dogs in video games always made me feel at home in some ways. But let's talk to Opasi.
Thank you for releasing me.
Simple thanks. You're welcome. And another checkpoint, because I know I'll need it. Let's collect these treasures, and here's where we have some of the most enemies in one section. Okay, I need to be careful. I've needed to be careful this entire time, but this level is notorious for having the most dragons and the most treasures that you can have in one level, so a lot of people don't like it for that fact. I don't think it's fair to judge a level based on stuff like that. I think if a level's bad, it's bad just because of poor design choice. I don't know. Let me know, what do you think, what makes a bad level in your mind? Is it that it's difficult because there's just so much to do, or is it because of the design? Personally, like I said, I lean more towards the level's bad because of design and not so much there's a lot to collect or a lot to do. That doesn't make a level bad, it just means that they didn't really utilize, or they didn't think too much about, you know, how much the player is doing for that level. I don't know. But I believe that is 500 out of 500, and I believe we've talked to all the dragons. Just want to really quickly check. Yes! And we are done with the Dark Passage. Going to need to glide our way over here and make our way back to the Dreamweaver's world. I don't know, I really like that idea that to contradict, or to juxtapose the dreamlikeness of the Dreamweaver's world, they give us a dark first level. I don't know, I thought that was a nice little touch. But we have 8,800 treasure, really getting our way up there. 66 dragons. Out of the 80 and 14,000 we need, I can't complain. But in the next episode, we shall not die and make our way to the lofty castle. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think makes a bad level? Is it design, or is it based on how much there is to do in level? I'm really curious to your opinions, but thank you so much for watching again. Thank you for your time. Bye.